Fazmoz Caribbean Cuisine is the best and only Caribbean restaurant in Wichita Falls, Texas. They offer tasty, authentic Caribbean food and a cozy atmosphere. To find out more about this, we will be speaking to Fatisha Evans Imo, the owner of Fazmoz Caribbean Cuisine, who is a national of our beautiful Twin Island Federation, St. Kitts and Nevis. Welcome, Fatisha.
Good morning. Oh, wonderful to see you. I haven't seen you in a long time, Fatisha. It's so wonderful to see you here celebrating your success.
I know. Congrats on your restaurant.
In 2014, I met my husband, and he can cook, I can cook. So we started to sell barbecue and, just small food plates to the Caribbean students in where we live in our apartment complex. And it hit off, and it hit off real good because, the smell of the food went into the air. Locals started coming, and it got a little bit out of hand where so much people was packed up around the corners, and I didn't want to get in trouble because you're supposed to have a health permit to do that. Okay. So I did 3 years, just testing out different tastes so I could master it. And one day I was driving through this shopping complex, and I saw that the restaurant that was here was closed. I peeked in, and it had the colors that reminded me of home. It's just a vibrant, lively, just beautiful. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I should open a restaurant. That was not my intention at all, to open up a restaurant. I wanted to be in the field of marketing because that's what I went to for. And so I called the landlord, asked them how much it would be, to rent it. And they gave me a chance. I said, it's a huge spot. So they were wondering, should they give a first-time restaurant owner this huge spot to, just do what she has to do? And they trusted in me, and now it's going excellent. So Fazmoz is my husband's nickname. Everyone knows me back home. Fats.
Yeah.
It's Fazmoz. And so those who don't know, haven't seen it, this is Fazmoz right here. And of course, I have to represent Federation everywhere I go.
We love that.
And St. Kitts right here. And this is the O represents football because I played football at MSU. So that's the story behind Fazmoz. It's been open it's going to be 3 years on August 7th.
You said 3 years. Okay, good.
Did you say 3 years?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
A lot of people thought it was new because Everton Powell, he posted it up. So, just wanted to, giving me that shout out because it brought a lot of attention my way, believe it or not. And I'm thankful because people not only get to hear about St. Kitts and Nevis, but they just want to visit. So thank you.
So that's wonderful. So you're in Wichita.
Wichita,
I don't know if a lot of people know where Wichita is. Yeah. I know you just talked about what inspired you to start a Caribbean restaurant there, but Wichita? Yes?
Wichita Falls, it's like close to Oklahoma, but a lot of St. Kitts students attend MSU here. There's a few that have graduated and have done really well for themselves. So it's close to Oklahoma, and what made me want to do a restaurant in Wichita Falls is there's a large Caribbean community here, believe it or not.
Oh, okay. I think people probably wouldn't know that.
Yeah, because there's a Air Force base. There's an Air Force base here for training.
Okay.
I'm here, and so most of my customers are from the Shepherd's Air Force Base because they travel a lot, the airmen.
Okay.
So I get as well. And believe it or not, it was amazing that when I first opened Fazmoz, a lot of customers have been to St. Kitts and Nevis. A lot of customers own properties in St. Kitts and Nevis. I'm like, what? Oh, St. Kitts. When people talk about my country, how they love my country, I feel big. I'm like,
love it.
Yes.
Love it.
That's how I feel too. And anytime I travel out and somebody says, of course I've heard of St. Kitts and Nevis, I'm like, you have,
In a small town, it's amazing when people heard about smaller countries because, when people come in here, they ask if it's a Jamaican restaurant. No.
Like that, no.
I think it's a restaurant, and we cater take different stuff from different Caribbean islands when it comes to food. So
So what's on the menu? I'm hungry already. What's the most?
Okay.
What's your most popular item? What's your most
yeah.
popular thing on your menu?
What
does
tell you
everybody come for? She took out the menu and things. All right then.
So what's on the menu and the most popular item on it?
Tell us.
The item on this menu is oxtails. If I don't have those food oxtails, people slam it. People writing me up on Facebook. She never gonna oxtail. I can't keep. I don't, guys. So I mean, there's just a shortage of cows oxes right now, and I can go through about maybe 300 pounds of oxtails a week.
Wow.
And I can more, within a matter of time. But let me tell you something. The oxtails, I've been practicing that my own flavors for 3 years, and I've mastered it. Even different chefs from Dallas, Caribbean restaurants, they come and eat, and then they're yes, you need to sell me this recipe. No.
No.
There we go again. No.
I love it. I love it.
I want to master that oxtail so that whenever you taste it, it's nothing like you've ever tasted. So oxtails is our number one dish, and our next famous dish is our pineapple bowl, where we cut the pineapple bowl and fill it with food, and you choose whatever meat you want, whether it be chicken, shrimps, salmon. Okay. Yeah, that's a really popular one as well.
Nice. That sounds amazing. It sounds like you're really enjoying the work that you do.
Yes.
And go ahead.
It's a rough industry, and sometimes you just have to be patient, because in the beginning it would start off really good for your first 3 months, and they always say the first 6 very important for a restaurant because 99% of them fail. Well, I don't plan to fail.
No, not an option. The oxtail.
And many of you would remember Fatisha. She's, of course, lived here most of her life.
Yes.
And you know her to be just a beautiful model and spokesperson.
Queen contestant.
And queen show contestant. But I'm like, Fatisha owns a restaurant. When did you decide to get into, look at you. When did you get into cooking? I'm sure a lot of people are interested to know.
So cooking has been a part of my family for a long time. My aunts sold food, my mom sold food. My grandpa had an actual small little spot that sold food. He was famous for water. And so it really wasn't a part of me to cook. I cook at home. But after I realized I got the support from, the Caribbean students and the locals who actually, tried it out, I just went ahead and do it, no experience at all. When I tell you, YouTube was my teacher for 6 months on how to open a restaurant, manage it, and how to operate it. Thank you, YouTube. You helped me out really well.
So Fatisha, okay, go ahead. Sorry.
I went full forward and just did it. And put my trust in God and put my trust in my family, me. So.
And you're here today.
That's amazing, because restaurant management is not easy. Yeah. It's a real struggle. People think just because they like to cook food, they can run a restaurant, but it's not the case. So I really admire that you took that step and that you found such success.
You have some items in your hand. Can you tell us what they are?
Of course. Well, I'm from this, and I go hard, and I represent real hard wherever I go. So this is how I serve a few of my items on this St. Kitts.
Oh, that's a St. Kitts and Nevis dish. That's fresh.
Look at that. We need her to be the next tourism ambassador.
Listen.
Yes.
This is real tourism. You're really doing the work. Look at that.
It was made by the Craft House. I serve salads, anything that could fit in here, really. So we put a plate in here. And we're known for this thing called volcanic onion rings. And so I put in the middle, and then we have like a long tower, and we put onion rings in it, and then we have dry ice with smoke coming out of it.
Ooh,
and we tell our
volcanic island. So, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And
I like that.
Nevis, of course, so we serve our drinks on top of here. We have a few things that around the restaurant, but this, we sit this down once we serve our drinks, we sit it down, and people, are familiar.
Okay.
Themselves with Nevis. That's amazing. I really love the keen attention to detail
Yes.
that you've put in to really bring St. Kitts and Nevis out and to really promote our culture and our country and our federation.
Yes.
That's really exciting.
She needs to be nominated. I'm gonna work on that for you.
From our mouth to God's ears or whoever's ears, yes. So what is one of the, go ahead. Mm-hmm. What are one of the things that you love to make the most?
You see, I'm the head chef.
Yes.
Everything every day. I think I'll have to go back to the oxtails because even though I cook these, I have to put gravy on my rice and eat it because it's so good. But one of my favorite things I would think is the salmon. I'm a girl, so I love creating different designs with the salmon on a plate. So salmon is my favorite thing to prepare and actually make and serve. When people smell that aroma coming to them, it's their feedback is priceless. Like, oh my God. So I think salmon is one of my favorite dish to prepare and serve.
Lovely.
Okay.
So from your experience, Fatisha, how different is the Caribbean cuisine from that of America?
How different is, sorry?
How different is the Caribbean cuisine from that of America?
It's a vibe in here. When you walk in, the music, people, this is Texas, so when you go to different restaurants, you hear country music, but when you reach into Fazmoz, you're hearing soca, you're hearing reggae, you're hearing some new vibes. On Fridays, we really hype it up in here and have the customers jiggy in here. It's really fun to see dancing and asking, whose song is this, or what music is, never heard this before. So that's what makes it different. It's just the whole vibe. The customer service is just, 10 out of 10. But when you walk in here, the music, the colors, the scenery, all the decorations on the wall, that really reminds you of the Caribbean. And of course, when people see the St. Kitts, like, oh, I've been to that country.
Yes.